Hello everybody and welcome to a tour of my football shirt room. I haven't done one of these for a while and I do get requested it a little bit, so why not do it? Ultimately, it's a room that's full of football shirts. You see a lot of it in the backdrop of the videos, but we can have a little bit more of an in-depth look at what I do. Now, what you'll see behind me, about 3 shirts. It's pretty plain. Now, usually I would have a rail here, but whether you can or cannot see, I've got a bit of an interesting setup because what I'm doing is I'm taking some photographs. Now, this video won't be an entire sort of overview of my entire collection because that's going to be a video that's coming up. I say soon, it's coming up, but as you can imagine, those videos take a while. And what's going on here is I'm taking photographs of shirts. So I've got a shirt and there's some string here which is attached to that sort of unit thing there, and it's attached to the cabinet. Very, very professional. We just hang it on there, take the photograph, remove the background, and job's your uncle. You know, it's great. It's perfect. I love it. It's raw. It's simple. So that's what I do. Once I've done it all, which will take me a while because there's 500 and change shirts, I can put my other rails back in here. So that's usually what I do. But right now it feels like I have a lot more space than I usually have because it's very cramped in here. We have the mannequin, of course. You know the mannequin very, very well. Back in the videos, used mainly to showcase new shirts, but also whilst it's not filming, I can just put a shirt on that I want to show off if anybody wants to come round. I've had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt on there pretty much since I added it. On the back of that door, I've got a Monaco shirt, but again, I can put shirts on there, and it's also useful to store them. This cabinet here is simply, well, firstly, this part here is just my regular clothes, so you're not interested in that sort of thing. Whereas if we move this guy out of the way, in here, we've got 2 full rails of football shirts. So what you see is just more random shirts. Lutzen there from Switzerland. They have these protective things on. Whether or not they actually do a thing, I don't really know, but I'd rather them be on there than not be on there. And it's pretty cramped. I'd say there's about 30 or 40 shirts per rail, and I try to put them in some sort of color scheme. I don't really truly know what's in here, but I think if there's a gold shirt, I know it's going to be in here because I've only got a few gold shirts. Similarly, if it's a white primary colored shirt, it's probably in here and I can grab one out. And we've got Maghreb de Fez from Morocco there. Great shirt. So it's nice. I would love all my shirts to be hung up, but that's unfortunately not the case. I don't have the space. And of course, below there, it's the same rail once again with more shirts. So my room goes that way. So we'll slowly move forwards and I'll explain to you what else we will see. Right here then, so the first sort of main units that you do see in the background of the videos is this one here. We've got a bunch of shirts that are hung up, and I would say that these are my favorite shirts, especially when it comes to special shirts, limited edition shirts, and generally shirts that have cost a little bit more money. And they're all here because a lot of the time I access them and use them a lot. So we've got like Venezia shirts there, very, very nice. This one, we've got that beautiful Uthai Thani shirt from Thailand with that design. So it's not just expensive ones, it can be sort of interesting designs. We've got that Red Star Vice shirt there. Of course, all these shirts are brand new with tags. So usually if something's on here, it's one of the better ones, and I suppose it's close to the door so I can jump out the window if I need to, if there is a fire. With regards to the rest of the unit, in the middle, nothing going on there. I'm having to start branching out to the top of here with regards to my box shirts because I'm getting more of those. And also we've got a few in like these little compartment things, which I got these ages ago, but to be honest, they're not great quality. They're kind of a bit cheap, but we've got LA Galaxy, Veracruz, and Real Madrid in there. These are all shirts that were gifts from friends. I also have a Manchester City Stadium Tour lanyard there. It was a great time, that was. So that's kind of it for this particular unit. Now we get to the shirts that hold the most meaning for me and will always hold the most meaning for me as a Chelsea fan, and that is quite simply all of my Chelsea shirts, starting from the first ever football shirt I owned, which was this 2001-2003 home shirt with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank on the back. Unfortunately, it's in a large boys, so I don't think I'm ever going to be able to wear that one again. and then it goes all the way up until the present day. The new Chelsea home shirt is very, very soon to be released. I've seen them teasing it. And yeah, these shirts are just, it's not just a history of Chelsea or modern Chelsea. It's chronicles my life. I can pull out a shirt and I can think, oh, it's a good times, or that wasn't great, or, you know, those are the sort of things. And it makes no difference who you support. You have the same things just associated with a different color t-shirt. Now, of course, with my shirts, I have them all with names on the back. Again, that also associates a memory with it, a player. Because I stop now and I think, this is like 20 years worth of football. There's people who are watching this video who are younger than that, possibly, and they will have no idea what it was like when Abramovich took over, when Mourinho first turned up, when Chelsea won their first Champions League, when they won their first Premier League. And to me, that's important, that I have those moments and I can just pull out a shirt and be like, you know, did you really see this guy play? How good he truly was. He's not just a name you see on like a FIFA game. I've got all of the shirts with all the things. It goes all the way. These are just absolutely most important. What I'll also say is underneath here, I've got a hell of a lot of boxes. Okay, and these boxes are shirts that are in my collection. What I do is I put on the club itself and also the country it's from. I try and make it so I can find shirts when I do my content, because otherwise they'll be in a box somewhere and it's really difficult. So if I'm thinking, right, I need a Benfica shirt, it's Portugal, P, it's underneath here. So it's my way of doing it. It's not ideal to store them that way, but I've only got a limited amount of space. Now we get to the backdrop that you are probably most familiar with. And of course, it's my row of shirts that are in a lovely colour sort of pattern, starting from the navy blues, going along the blues, greens, yellows, orange, reds, burgundies, pinks, and then purples at the end, which you don't usually get to see. It's visually really appealing and also quite useful, because I think yellow shirt, well, it's probably going to be here because there's not too many yellow shirts. Same with orange or lime green. So it makes it a little bit easier to grab them. Again, of course, we have the protective sleeves on those. And then when it comes to the cabinets, I guess, in the middle, I've just got bits and bobs that I've added over the years. Like I've got a Gary Cahill Funko Pop. They do a David Luiz and Eden Hazard, so I probably should get the other two. Some little power pod things. I got Rubik's Cube. I like Rubik's Cubes. This is an official Chelsea one, but look how old it is. It's been stained by the sun. It's like yellow, so that's pretty cool. Some trading cards. In the center here, I got my sound system, and then I've also got some shirts. I haven't got too many left, you know. I need to get some shirts, but I do have something coming today when it gets released, because I've been quite lucky. And then in the final one, I am a collector. These are binders with Pokemon cards in, trading cards. So I try and get like the full set, get all the good ones, all the special ones, and I got duplicates at the back. And yeah, that just seems to be who I am at what I do. And then at the end, I've got some books, magazines, etc. So we've got like Mundial magazine, the Kit Special. I mean, I'll admit to you, it wasn't a great one. The magazine's okay. A lot of it's advertisements or just photographs, etc. But they do have some good long pieces in there in the middle. So yeah, that's what I do. And then the top is where you will see the special shirts, the really truly special shirts, the ones that come in a box. And when I got my first box shirt, which was the Kedah one, which you can't see, but it's right at the back, the Malaysian team, it just felt really good. I quite enjoyed it. It was all quite a bit of a novelty. And then obviously I realized, well, clubs like doing this. Now, it's getting a lot more prominent, which maybe that will start, I don't know, taking away a little bit, but for now, I'm happy picking them up. You've got the front row, you've got some shirts at the back, you've even got shirts that come in jars. You don't have to necessarily spend money to get a box. I mean, it's not obviously clearly as nice as some of the cardboard boxes, but it's still a box and it's got the detail on it. I mean, these are great. We've got some Palermo shoes. I love the pink, great stuff, and a signed Thomas Tuchel photograph that I was generously gifted. So there's loads of stuff. I love it. Sometimes I just turn around and be like, I like this. I do like this. So yeah, those shirts. And there it is, that's pretty much this entire room with regards to shirts. Now, they're not the only shirts I have. Just outside that door I have another rail, which probably would be one sitting here, and that houses the shirts that I bought with the intention of selling, but I haven't done that, or it's the shirts that have been replaced over the years. So for instance, if I grab this Deportivo shirt, this is not the first Deportivo shirt I had. I had just a standard home shirt, so this most recent one is the shirt of the collection, and that one is on the other rail, which could be sold at some point, who knows, I'm not entirely sure, clearly they have not. Underneath that rail there is another set of boxes, so there's probably another 50 or so shirts there. And then in my actual bedroom, a small rail has sort of appeared, and that houses my most recent additions. So all of, say, maybe the last 40 videos that I've done, give or take, those shirts are in there also. So it's definitely branching out. I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather have them hanging than in boxes, just because firstly it's easy to get to, and also I just think that they're less likely to get squidged and sort of damaged. But yeah, that's my room really. It's my sanctuary. I spend most of my time in here. And you know what? I've been doing this for 10 years now. And there's certainly been points where I feel like I've taken it for granted a little bit. When you first start off, you're kind of like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're like, oh, this is my first shirt from Argentina. It's my first shirt from Japan. Now it's like, oh, this is my 15th shirt from Argentina. You lose that little bit of spark. You know, you've seen I've got almost 100 manufacturers. Beforehand, it was like, Macron, what's Macron? Look at this shirt, it's amazing. And then it's like, you find out about limited edition shirts. You go, imagine one day I've got one of those, and then you get the first one and it's just like, amazing, I've managed to do it. And now it's like, I've got loads of them, and I need to just find that appreciation for it a little bit more. If you do anything for a long period of time, interest kind of drops a little bit, but I suppose it's good that I still got the goal of 1,000, because otherwise, possibly, I might have just thought to myself, you know what, I'm happy with what I've got. The benefit is, though, when time like now, with the new season and the new shirts that are getting released, there's some absolute amazing, beautiful shirts. So I'm going to do a video where I'm just showing off the ones that I prefer and that I think maybe if you've not seen, you might take some appreciation seeing. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things. Obviously, if you're watching the video and you're a collector yourself, depending on how long you've done it, you might be able to I don't know, empathize with it a little bit. But yeah, I definitely enjoy it. It's just, yeah, I think I just need to find a little bit of an extra approach to it. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Next video, I think, is just going to be an opening, and then maybe it might be something special. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend ahead. It's the Euro final. England are still there. How's that happened? Against Spain. That's going to be tough. But who knows? By the time I do my next video, we may be champions. Anyway, see what happens. Fingers crossed. Thank you as always. Goodbye.